Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. It's me, the local diva, back with another video. So today I will be reviewing the new Netflix show that is Shadow and Bone. Now in case you didn't know, Shadow and Bone is adapted from a novel of the same name, which is part of a trilogy. Now, aside from this trilogy, there is also a spin-off known as the Six of Crows duology, which is made up of two books. As you can gather from the title, I am a reader and I have read these books and I'm a big fan. So what did I think about this show? Well, one of the major difference between the book and the show is obviously the inclusion of the Six of Crows characters into this Shadow and Bone storyline. In the books, the characters of Kaz, Jasper, Inej, and all the characters from Ketterdam do not appear at all in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. However, in the show, they are a major part of the plot. This really caught me off guard, and it is here where one of my first criticism lies. So the main plot involving Alina and the Darkling, it all happens in Ravka, whereas the Six of Crows characters are from Ketterdam. And then there's Nina and Matthias storyline as well, which happens mostly in the sea and in some snowy area. So these three plot lines are very different to each other, and they are all set in different locations, which made me feel like I was watching different shows. These characters were different, the locations were different, their stories were different, so it just felt like I was watching just a bunch of different shows which had been connected together. However, this difference is apparent only in the first few episodes. Once the Six of Crows characters reach Ravka and then they get involved with Alina and the Darkling and that whole storyline, it all connects really well together. I was really skeptical about how this was going to go. However, I think the writers did a great job in, including the Six of Crows characters into this storyline. There are also other differences. For example, Alina is now half Shu, which is like half Asian. And then there are other minor differences as well. The next criticism that I have is the pacing. Now, there were a few scenes, and this is only in the first few episodes again, there were a few scenes which were rather fast paced. I felt like it needed to breathe more, or they could have just been extended a little bit to develop the characters or the emotions or just the atmosphere in general. However, again, as the show progresses forward, these flaws kind of disappear and the pacing becomes smooth. Now, the other criticisms that I have of the show is very subjective and very petty. These are my personal opinions, and I don't think that many non-reader fans will get it. So some of these criticisms are as follows. First, I felt like they should have shown the capital city more. I forget the name of the capital city of Ravka. It was Oz Alta or something. Anyway, so they have to pass through the city to enter the palace, right? But then in the show, they do not show that, and I felt like they should have shown that. The capital city of Ravka is a major location, especially in the future scenes, so I felt like they should have shown that. Instead, they just showed the palace and they did not really show the surroundings. Next, I had mixed feelings about the casting of Zoya. I don't know if it was the way this character was written in the show or if it was just the actress. But I don't know, just something felt off about the character. Maybe because, since I had read the book, I had my own perception of how Zoya should look and act and everything. So yeah, maybe that's just it. In similar vein, I had mixed feelings about Bagra, the mother of Darkling. I do not have a problem with the actress, I just have a problem with the way she was presented, with the costume and everything, because in the book, she is shown as this really old and weird and haggard looking woman, almost like an old witch. So yeah, the description of Bagra in the book and in the show were very different. Next, I have a very controversial opinion that many people may disagree with. It has to do with Kaz. So Freddie Carter portrays Kaz in the show. Now the thing is, his performance is not bad at all, but the Kaz in my mind and the Kaz portrayed by Freddie Carter were very, very different. As a reader, I had formulated my own image of Kaz and his behavior and everything. So seeing Freddie Carter's interpretation of Kaz was very jarring to me. But again, this is just very subjective opinion. If I pretend that I have never read the books and everything, I actually like the performance. And overall, Freddie gives a really solid performance. Now, we all know that book to screen adaptation is very difficult, and I will always be disappointed by the fact that not every page, not every line has made it into the, screen. I know it's impossible to do that. Well, not impossible, just improbable. The show is 8 episodes long, which seems to be the new format that Netflix seems to be going for. However, I just feel like if they had just extended it a bit and made it 10 episodes long, I feel like they could have just done things a lot better. These criticisms aside, the show is not bad at all. It is actually quite good. The visual effects are great, the acting performances are good, the dialogues, the costume, the set design, everything is really nice. I am really surprised and really grateful that Netflix actually managed to not fuck this up. Now, because I had already read the books, I kind of knew what was going to happen already, so there was no sense of anticipation, no sense of mystery. But because the show decided to include the Six of Crows characters into this Shadow and Bone storyline, it really took me by surprise. And it made me guess. I did not know where it was going. I did not know what was going to happen, how they were going to do, what they were going to do. So yeah, this actually kept me interested and kept me hooked. So even though this is a major difference from the source material, I think it turned out to be a good decision. I was also really surprised by the fact that the show did not shy away from violence. Yeah, there were a lot of blood and gore, which I hadn't really expected. There was also like a really great kissing scene between Alina and the Darkling, which was great. Now, talking about the actors, now out of everyone, I think Kit Young as Jesper was amazing. He knocked it out of the park. He is exactly how I and everyone else imagined Jesper to be. He really embodied the character and gave it justice. I am also really happy that we have an Asian lead in Jessie May Lee as Alina. She is also a good actress, although there were some scenes in which I could feel her amateurness. Ben Barnes as Darkling was amazing as usual, and this show has just reignited my feelings for Ben Barnes. Also, a quick shout out to Amita Suman, who plays Inej in the show. Now, in case you didn't know, Amita is from Nepal. Yes! So I am just really happy and excited to see a Nepal origin actress in a really big Western show on a global platform. Although I think most people mistake her for Indian and she gets a lot of Indian roles, but at the end of the day, she is from Nepal and you go girl, represent! I am rooting for you, queen. Overall, I really liked the show and I think it is actually a really good adaptation. I am interested, I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to the next season, which hopefully Netflix will renew it. But again, I'm also very nervous because they have decided to include the Six of Crows characters into the Shadow and Bone storyline, and although they did a really good job with this first season, I don't know how they're going to take it further in the next season. I really do think, and I actually do hope, that they do not delve into the Six of Crows storyline until Alina's storyline is complete. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Shadow and Bone. If you haven't watched the show or read the books, I highly suggest you do so. And if you have, what are your thoughts? I would love to hear them down in the comment section below. Do give the thumbs up to this video and maybe subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for my next video. Bye!